Hello guys, my name is Prashant Nair and I'm here to preview the game between Inter Milan versus Liverpool, which happens tonight. Liverpool, the 6-time European champion, versus Inter Milan, who are making it to the knockout stage of the UCL for the first time in over a decade. It's hard to believe, right? I mean, a team like Inter Milan, who won the famous treble under Jose Mourinho, is making the way in knockout stages for the first time in over a decade. Now let's preview both the teams individually. Talking about Inter Milan. Inter Milan were on the way to win Serie A, but suddenly they have faced a small stutter. They have lost the derby to AC Milan 2-1 and they have drawn the game against Napoli 1-1. They still have a game in hand, but they are placed second in the Serie A table. Inzaghi's men kind of play a free-flowing football. They are attacking, they are very dynamic, they control the game in most part of the match. But somehow they have lost the fizz. Injuries to Gosens hasn't helped them either. Now coming to Liverpool as a team. Everyone expected Liverpool to tip off in January when Salah and Mane go for AFCON, but unfortunately that hasn't happened. Both of them have returned back to the Liverpool squad and Liverpool have maintained their clean stroke of wins throughout the month of January. Now looking at both teams individually, in January, Liverpool have strengthened by adding Luis Diaz, who is an exciting winger who was actually cup tied with Porto, but since the new rules of Champions League, he is eligible to play for Liverpool. Don't expect him to make much of the part in tonight's game because Klopp said that he's trying to ease in the youngster into the team. While for Inter Milan, they are without 3 or 4 key players due to injuries. So you can expect Milan's Skriniar to have a very busy game because it is going to be the 3 musketeers of Liverpool, Salah, Mane and Firmino, who's going to be starting the lineup. In terms of how the game will be played, I expect the game to be high octane, clashy, a bit of more dynamic in the game because Liverpool don't know to play slow and they can't play slow. That's one of the reasons why they have won the Champions League 6 times. Now, expecting lineup how both the teams would turn up. Liverpool will go with the tried and tested method of Alisson, Van Dijk in the centre, Joel Matip in the centre, Trent Alexander-Arnold as the right wing back or the full back, and Andrew Robertson as a full back. These 5 together form the core of Liverpool and that's one of the reasons why they are so successful. In terms of the midfield, I expect Thiago Alcantara to start along with Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. Now these 3 add the much needed glue, pace and good game reading. Fabinho is one of the most underrated players in world football because he knows what exactly needs to be done at such kind of a situation because it's an away game as well. In terms of the front 3, the lesser said better because that front 3 is electric. You give them half a chance, they're going to finish the game. In terms of Inter Milan, it's going to be a busy night, like I said, for Milan Skriniar and Stefan De Vrij because those front 3 are not going to keep calm. Marcelo Brozovic, who is the most important cog of Simone Inzaghi's men, is expected to have a brilliant game because he's auditioning for a role to move outside Inter Milan. As of now, he's not renewed his contract. And not to forget their talisman striker, the set of 2 strikers, Lautaro Martinez and Edin Dzeko. Lautaro Martinez has scored in 5 Champions League games. The only 2 games where he has not scored is against the home and away games against Real Madrid. In terms of Liverpool and how they are coming to Champions League, they have won all the games in the first round of Champions League. They have won 6 on 6 games and it's the first time any team has won of that sort. On how I expect the game will win or who will win the game, I think Liverpool will win this game 2-1 compared to Inter Milan. I think Liverpool ooze quality across the pitch. It's very hard to see anyone beating Liverpool this season. I know in Premier League Brighton have come close and they have had a 2-0 deficit turned down to 2-2. But I really don't think Inter Milan are going to be causing a huge problem. But having said that, the game is at San Siro. Liverpool and Inter Milan have played 4 times each. They have drawn once and the 3 times victorious has been Liverpool. And also there's a small history between 2 ties. One of Liverpool's most famous or most loved heroes, which is Philippe Coutinho, played for Inter Milan and then Liverpool signed him for 7.5 million and later he went on to become a cult hero. Not to forget another fan favourite of Liverpool, Lucas Leiva. He also was auditioning to play for Inter Milan but then things didn't happen and he moved to another team in Serie A. So overall I think this is going to be an historic fixture. Not as big as Real Madrid versus PSG which happened last night, but I still think this game is complete blockbuster and overall I think Liverpool will just edge Inter Milan and once they get back to Anfield we'll see what happens.